All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Power of the Patch presentation. My name is Gregory Mascari, and I've been with LifeWave for over 7 years, changing and saving lives around the world. LifeWave is a breakthrough wellness technology company, and we're going to tell you about our company, our founder, and our cutting edge product that's just making waves around the wellness community worldwide. So, with that being said, I'd like to start by just laying a simple foundation I think we can all agree with. Certainly, health is our greatest wealth. And if you've ever been at risk of losing it, you know what I'm talking about, or if you've had a loved one or that's gone through that process, you know exactly what I mean. And number two, I'd like to acknowledge that the symptoms of aging and disease are just not fun. Whether it's dental issues or brain fog or mobility or those fine lines and wrinkles, or, maybe it's cardiovascular or, who knows, all kinds of bodily functions can be affected by aging. So remember when you could work all day and party all night and then get up all day, get up tomorrow and do it again? Well, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I certainly remember that, but I'm now in my early 70s and it's not quite the same. And the reason is the older you get, the faster you age and the slower you heal due to a natural decline in our body's number one repair system, stem cells. In fact, by age 30, they've decreased by about 50%. By age 60, only a small percentage remain, and that can be a problem. That's why a young lad falls down, skins his knee, and 3 days later, scab falls off. Grandma falls down, skins her knee, breaks her hip, and she's lucky if she ever heals and gets out of the hospital. So I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, and I bet you some of you can relate to this. I want to be younger. I want to be young to the very day I die. So let me ask you two personal questions. If you could change one thing in your health or in the health of someone you love and care for, what would it be? And if you could have an impact on that or eliminate that issue, what would that do to you or their quality of life? With that being said, I just want to give a general disclaimer. LifeRite products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. They do, however, help bring our bodies back into a more healthier, regenerative mode, and many times wonderful things then begin to start happening. So if I can show you a safe and affordable way to change the trajectory of your aging, so you too could look, feel, and live younger longer, would you be interested? And usually the resounding answer is yes. So I've got good news for you. The LifeWave X39 wearable light technology is truly a historic breakthrough in holistic wellness. It's a new patented, inexpensive wearable patch. It's affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, it's drug-free, and a unique patented form of phototherapy which uses very specific frequencies of light to increase and improve your health and wellness while supporting your body's innate ability to heal itself. So I'm going to play a short video for you just to kind of set the stage for LifeWave and our breakthrough with X39. So here we go.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.
And that's our motto, be the light with LifeWave. And let me explain in kind of in layman's terms how the power of the patch works. And it's based on the science of photobiomodulation. And I know that's a mouthful, but very simply put, LifeWave patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals. And when they are applied or near your body, they're activated by the infrared heat or the light emanating from your body. Then they begin to emit very specific targeted wavelengths of light and that are very beneficial biochemical responses for the body. Excuse me, I got distracted because my phone started ringing. I should have shut off. Apologize. So this is the scientific basis of our LifeWave patented phototherapy patches. And this is our visionary founder and CEO, David Schmidt. And David is not only a brilliant scientist and researcher, he's a genius inventor with already at over 200 patents, and the clock is still ticking and they're still cranking out. He's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 24 years and already conducted over 90 clinical studies proving the efficacy of our LifeWave phototherapy products. So I'm going to play just a short video to give you just a window into the mind of this creative genius, David Schmidt.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. There is more information there than most people would ever realize. I was 8 years old, and my parents wanted to take me to the workshop of Thomas Edison. On the drive back home, I said to my dad, I want to be an inventor. Light, as it turns out, is the primary control mechanism for everything else that happens in the body. What if we could have an external electromagnetic field that would essentially reset the stem cells that are already in our bodies and get them to function like younger, healthier cells? What if in the process we actually found out that in a book that was written thousands of years ago, that information already existed? God has left his fingerprint in natural design, and that blueprint shows up in nature. The mathematical codes are identical. The implications to this are absolutely extraordinary. What drives me is that there's this enormous sense of hope that we can create technology to generate clean energy, that we can have foods that aren't genetically modified, and we can meet all of the needs on the planet that we have to, and that we can heal people.
A bold ambition, that's for sure. And so let me tell you about the company LifeWave that David Schmidt started. And it began back in 2000 when David invented this amazing life-enhancing technology when he was under contract with the U.S. government for the Navy SEALs to create a technology that would increase their battle-ready strength, stamina, and performance without the use of drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. In 2004, the technology was so successful, David founded LifeWave to bring this amazing technology to the masses. In 2010, they ramped up and started manufacturing and international distribution from Ireland. We now distribute to over 80 countries from 16 global distribution centers. This is a picture of our new global headquarters in Draper, Utah, that within it is our state-of-the-art space-age welcome center that was actually designed by one of the key set designers for Star Trek. And so when you walk into our welcome center, it's like walking into the Starship Enterprise. And I'll share you a little bit more about that as we move on through the presentation here tonight. So our focus for the last 15 years has been around anti-aging and regenerative science, and that gave birth to LifeWave X39, which some are calling the holy grail of health, healing, and regeneration. Truly historic and affordable breakthrough in wellness technology, doing what the multi-billion dollar companies and big pharma have not yet been able to do, and that is when used in conjunction with proper nutrition and hydration. Yes, you do need some raw materials in there. X39 has been proven to activate a very specific copper peptide that supports and enhances stem cell activity while also altering gene expression towards a younger and more vibrant you. And yes, we have patents. Yes, we have clinical studies. Yes, we have field results proving X39 is actually turning back your biological clock, helping people of all ages to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And, for me, that's a very exciting thing to know. So I'm just going to real quickly share with you some of the experiences and benefits people talk about when they use X39. And the first is more energy. And you probably, from your very first day, you're going to feel an increase in cellular energy. But you know what? From your very first night, you're going to feel like so many people say, well, I had the best night's sleep I've had in ages. It helps with your energy, it helps with your sleep. It also helps with sports performance and improves not only sports performance, but also greatly reduces recovery after exercise. And that's why we have X39 users over the age of 50 reporting they're feeling stronger and more fit than they were back in their 20s and 30s. And we also now have pro and amateur athletes around the world in almost every sport using LifeWave phototherapy technology. The media's begin to notice, and you know what? You might too, if you look very carefully at some of your favorite athletes and Olympians, you see these auspicious little white patches on their body, and that's because they're using the LifeWave technology. They're not advertising about it because it's their secret weapon. They don't want all their competition using it too. So, and pain relief is another big one. Most people notice a reduction of pain within minutes of an application, and it just needs to be experienced to be believed. And brain health, we've done clinical studies and we have many, many people reporting improved memory, focus, and cognitive function with the use of X39. And wound healing. X39 actually helps support the natural wound healing process of your body and greatly accelerates it. And how about wrinkle reduction? Well, I'm sorry to say it doesn't happen as fast as the pain reduction, but we encourage people to take pictures because it's very noticeable over an 8 to 12 week period. And along with wrinkle reduction, there's another phenomena called remodeling. And during that same time period, many people report a significant reduction in sometimes a melting away of previous scars that they've had many times for decades and since their early, younger childhood. So here's just some pictures of typical results. You can see the woman up in the upper left-hand corner. After 4 months, she looks like she went back in time, and she looks like maybe that, I don't know, maybe that's her daughter taking a picture act. But and Camay down below, in 9 months, Camay looks like she turned back the clock about 15 or 20 years. An upper middle, you can see this woman after 1 year. You can see the third picture is after 1 year. The fourth picture is after 2 years. It just keeps better and better. And the lad up in the upper right-hand corner had a snowboarding accident and had a job interview 5 days later. So mom patched him up with X39 and it just accelerated the process. And the guy in the bottom right fell through the ceiling, broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung. The doctor said he's going to be out of work for 6 weeks. And you can see the rapid healing from June 17th when it happened to June 30th. And after 3 weeks after the accident, he was back in the job. And Karen in the middle, I have another slide for her to show you. Karen had some radiation treatment on her face on June 6th. And you can see June 10th, she was in the healing process for sure. June 17th, it was progressing. June 23rd, it was progressing. But oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're sitting down because on June 30th, it's like 24 days later, you can't tell the procedure ever happened. So your results may vary, but people get wonderful results with X39. And another one is hair growth. Lots of anecdotal reports from people who experience an increase in the quality and quantity, and sometimes even the color of their hair. So the bottom line is youth renewal. The result is a healthier and more vital you to spend time with your loved ones, with your family, your children, your grandchildren. Truly, aging is not the numbers of candles on your cake. It's a feeling, not a number. And X39 will help you feel younger. So I'm just going to play a couple of short testimonials here of experience that people are having with X39.
X39 has really changed my life. I'm not stuck at home in pain and in bed. I'm out here with my friends and enjoying my family.
Big thank you to Lifeway for helping me, helping my family, and helping the 100 people now in our team who are using Lifeway daily and their families. Big thank you. Love the products.
And I have energy through the roof.
I sleep better. I have so much more energy.
Throughout the day, I can focus better. I can concentrate in my work.
Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Right. So many different results people are getting. You know, and another thing I'm really excited and proud to share with you is that it's not just what people are saying, it's what health professionals, doctors are saying. We have hundreds and thousands of doctors around the world that are using the LifeWave technology in their practices and having amazing results. And we're very blessed tonight to have one of them on the line with us. And Dr. Barbara Jennings is a chiropractor, but I think chiropractor is just way too narrow of a title for her because she's such an eclectic healer and with so many diversified technologies, including the LifeWave technology. And I think it's maybe it's because her background was prior to being a chiropractor. She was a concert pianist, and what a brain it takes to do that. So, Dr. Barbara, if you'd like to switch your camera on, I'd love to introduce you and ask you a few questions and just spend some time here with you today.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Dr.
Glad
Barbara.
To be
here. It's so wonderful having you using the LifeWave technologies in your practice, and I know you've got a very diverse practice. Using many different technologies and to help people restore their health. And why? Because you don't just add just anything. And why did you add the LifeWave technologies to your practice?
Yes, that's an important point, Gregory, because as a doctor or practitioner of any kind, you're only so good as the results you get. And so if you're trying to sell things that don't work or recommend things that don't work, people learn pretty quick to not come back and see you. So I've been using these 7.5 years because they work. And, I was just talking about them today to another lady. We helped really, decrease her inflammation, help her with her hormone balance. They're just such a valuable tool. So I'm sorry, the question you asked, why am I interested?
Well, you kind of shared it. It's like adding a whole nother technology into your quiver, so to say, that you can provide better service to your clients and patients.
Absolutely. I love these, right? I'm a holistic doctor, right? Holistically minded people are the ones who come to see me usually. and sometimes I convert them. Um, but I love these patches so much because they work with light. And that is the most fundamental and natural thing that our bodies respond to, and a completely normal divine design for our bodies to receive instructions through light. And I think most people never consider or learn that light gives us instructions. And that's why sunlight can give you a tan. It's not magic, right? There's a frequency in sunlight that hits your skin and gives instructions, and our bodies respond in an intelligent way. And, the genius of David Schmidt is finding these different light frequencies, finding a way to make these patches that can reflect those to stimulate our skin. It's just beautiful. It's safe. It's totally natural. And it just helps our bodies do what we're designed to do a little better.
I know, like for myself, the reason I got started with LifeWave about the same time you did 7.5 years ago, because my wife had amazing results with her bone on bone knee. But I think you had some similar results with your husband that you might want to share with us.
Oh, yes. My husband Paul's famous shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has become quite the shoulder. I don't know. He's sharing. He's sharing with a lot of his friends at work and golf buddies about his bad shoulder and how good they are now. And now his brother had the same experience. So he had uh well 14 shoulder dislocations, then a capsule reattachment surgery, and then it just got very inflamed. And over many years, it was so inflamed that it was always hurting. He could only put his arm around me for about 5 minutes. He could never sleep on his left side. For 18 years, he couldn't sleep on his left side. And then he caught something heavy and felt a pop, and sure enough, he had a rotator cuff tear, some torn tendons. And the orthopedic surgeon told him there's so much damage in there. The only thing I can do is a replacement surgery. So when you're ready for a new joint, come back. So this was in the first 4 months of me getting these patches. So I said, well, let's find out what these can do. So I put two patches on his shoulder. Well, he put them on. I told him put an X39 on and a glutathione patch because he had so much inflammation that glutathione will reduce the inflammation, and the stem cell activity can will be more effective. And in about 3 months, he could lift his arm again, right before he couldn't, and he could do push-ups again. Prior to that, he was doing 85 to 100 push-ups every other day, and after that injury, he couldn't even hold a plank position. So he was doing 65 push-ups after 3 months. He kept wearing them because he was really pleased with that. After 4 months, he was hitting the golf ball further than he ever had before in his life. And after 10 months, he woke up one morning on his left side, and we realized, oh my goodness, you're on your left side. He had been sleeping on his left side. So after 18 years of only right side sleeping, he can now sleep any way he wants. So I think that's just such a good example of the time you need, and it's a cumulative effect, right? A little bit every day. These light tell your body to make these peptides and just do, remodeling work that just so much faster than you could otherwise.
It's so amazing. It's hard to believe that this little patch with these little tiny nanocrystals can do such amazing, huge work. And I know you see so many stories. Are there a few other examples that you'd like to share with us of some of seemingly impossible or miraculous recovery some of your patients have had?
Right. Well, I'll share one of my own. I've
Good.
broken my ankle, my right ankle twice in the last 5 years. And in both cases, that bone was healed. I mean, recovered in about 4 weeks. We did a follow-up X-ray, and they couldn't even see where the fracture had been. It repaired and healed so well, there wasn't even a scar. So 4 weeks instead of six, I'll take that every time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have I also love to tell about my 83-year-old patient Bob because we know, I think you mentioned that after age 70, your stem cell activity and production just goes away, right? It's pretty much done. So elderly people heal slower. So again, this was in the first month that I had these patches, and Bob had a compression fracture of T12, and he was in immense pain. He was on a painkiller and prednisone.
Mm.
And his wife was miserable because he was miserable. He just sat in a chair, and I told her about these and said, "Why don't you give him a try?" Now, this was 3 months into his recovery that he put on the patch the first time. 1 month after wearing a patch, he came in the office, literally walking like this with a big smile on his face. And he said, "Wow, Dr. Jennings, those patches really work." So he was off both of those medications. He
Oh.
was up and around,
Mm.
and like 2 weeks later, he was shoveling snow.
Isn't that wonderful?
And
I
he's
know.
83 years old.
Yeah. I know when David Smith first created the X39 patch, he doesn't know if it was going to work with older people because their stem cell activity is already so low. Could it be reactivated to a higher level? And as you just gave the example, it seems like the older people are, the more dramatic the results they get.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. Yeah,
So,
it's
do you have
wonderful.
any recommendation you might give? Because, some people we have what we call the one patch wonder. They put it on, go, oh my God, you know, wonderful thing. But some people, it takes a little bit more time. Could you give some folks some recommendation? Because we got some new people listening in that may want to try the X39. We hope they want to try the X39, and some will get it quick, some may get it slow. Is Dr. Kathy's like to say, you don't get to choose the fix. The stem cells are going where they need to go first.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, there are definitely some things you can do to optimize how well these work for you. Most people are not going to be the one day, one patch wonder. Most people are going to take some time. When I first started using them, I didn't have any pain. I didn't have any injuries. I was just kind of worn down. And after 5 or 6 days, I noticed that I was sleeping better and that I had more energy. And so, the first hint of that at 5 days, which still I think, comparatively speaking, is pretty quick. But some people take weeks, some people take months. So it's definitely something you want to give time because it is a cumulative effect day after day over time. And your body's intelligence is going to prioritize how it is using these greater stem cell activity, especially when you're taking it with Cellergize, right? A Cellergize is giving you the raw ingredients that your body can use and to make these peptides and activate these healing processes in your body. So, taking that in the morning with some pure water, but hydration is really key because water or a light is going to go through a hydrated body in a different way than it will go through a dehydrated body. Dehydrated tissue is just not going to conduct water as well. So, drinking plenty of water, at least half your body weight in ounces plus 10, probably more if you're hot and exercising. So that is probably the number one thing. And you should probably have some minerals. Again, the Cellergize is going to give you a lot of these things too. If you don't have Cellergize, you can eat foods that contain these things like liver, dark chocolate, pumpkin seeds, oysters, if you like those, egg whites, bone broth. Um, those are all used. Brazil nuts are great because they give you selenium. Um, and then you just want to use them regularly in the recommended protocol, which is 12 hours on and 12 hours off. It's important for your body to have that break so it just doesn't adapt. Because it's just light, if it were constant, you would adapt to it and the patches would become less effective over time. So keep them optimally effective by wearing them 12 hours on and 12 hours off. I can't hear you, Gregory. You're muted. There you go.
My dog's making noise in the background. Yours is being quiet.
Mine is quiet.
I think you're in Longmont, Colorado, aren't you?
Fort Collins.
Fort Collins, nearby. So if anybody's in the vicinity who wants to see a great chiropractor, Dr. Barbara Jennings, and she's there for you. Well, thank you, Dr. Barbara. That's about all the time we have tonight, but it's always so great to see you and to be on this light journey together, changing people's lives.
Yeah, it's exciting and it's great. So I'm
is.
happy to share. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I've got just a few more slides I'm going to share with everyone. So if you'll hold on, I'll share my screen again. And I want to show you what's happened to LifeWave when we launched the X39 patch back in 2019. The company has just exploded in sales with over 3,000% growth in 6-7 years. And 60 to 70% of that sales is the X39 patch. We're truly a rising star in the $8 trillion longevity wellness market. And it's a great plan B for some people, like my wife, Robin, and I, is a plan A business opportunity. But we need help getting the word out on our patented exclusive products. We have no competition. We have a very simple, duplicatable success system, free websites, training and support, a very low cost of entry, and the satisfaction of being rewarded for making a difference in people's lives and health. So we also have a very generous compensation plan. It pays out close to 50% of all of our sales is paid out to our LifeWave brand partners instead of Madison Avenue or Wall Street. So it's really a people-to-people business. So there's 3 ways to get started to take advantage and experience the benefits of LifeWave X39 and our other technologies. The first is you can buy a month's supply of X39 for only $149. That's about the cost of a latte a day. And then there's a better way where you can become a preferred customer, get a 33% discount, saving $50 on a month's supply by joining our monthly auto ship subscription program. No long-term commitment required. You can stop at any time, and it all comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Then there's what I say is the best way to get started is a brand partner. And you can get paid for sharing. You can earn a part-time or full-time income. You can earn generous personal and team rewards. You can get paid weekly. And we have 4 brand partner starter kits available. And these all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I'm going to show you just a short little video that's kind of a teaser for our newest technology, which is the LifeWave X2O light infused water system.
Now you can live life elevated with superior wellness through the transformational power of light. Every second, thousands of biochemical signals are sent throughout the body using wavelengths of light. At LifeWave, our products are designed to harness that light in unique ways to optimize ultimate energy flows. Our global community is united by light, offering the promise of health, vitality, and opportunity through the power of synergy. 3 of our groundbreaking innovations together promote the ultimate in healthy living and offer you an opportunity, a 3-in-1 system that can change lives. Welcome to the future of wellness. It begins with X39, our breakthrough light-activated patch that taps into the body's natural ability to renew, restore, and perform at its best. Cellergize is a complete cellular energy and recovery system designed to fuel your day, support your mind, and recharge your body. And then Our all-new LifeWave X2O, a patented breakthrough in hydration science that dispenses light-infused water at the touch of a button. This is hydration reinvented. LifeWave X2O, when consumed daily, aids in proper hydration to support the effectiveness of X39 and Celergize, boosting energy flows, nutrient absorption, metabolic activity, oxygen uptake, even activating key physiological responses. A power system of synergy. Together, more powerful than when separate. An innovative 3-in-1 system to intensify overall effectiveness. Because when your body is powered by light, energy flows and everything comes to life. It's time to build a foundation of hydration, energy, and recovery to fuel you, your body, and your business. LifeWave, the power of synergy. One system making it simple to start, share, and succeed. Awaken your potential. Experience the power of synergy. Share the light. LifeWave.
Share the light with LifeWave. So I just want to say in closing, for my wife, Robin, and I, LifeWave has been an absolute answer to a prayer. Every day we hear miracle stories. Every day we're enhancing and changing people's lives. And every day we and thousands of others all around the world are enjoying the blessings of health, vitality, lifestyle, community, and financial freedom. So the product, this is a historic breakthrough in water technology. It's been 7 years of research and development, and you can get back with the person that invited you and learn more about the LifeWave X2O and get back with the person that invited you, get your questions answered, and you can choose the X39 wholesale starter kit that's right for you. So thanks everyone, and this officially finishes our call tonight. Bye-bye.